Hey folks, welcome back to a new Let's Play series from the Mysterious JG. It's in my to be updated sporadically as I feel like it collection, but I've decided to spend a little time playing around with a game that I played back in the day. There's an HD remaster. Apparently, uh, it will not earn me the surprise hate that I earned by playing Warcraft Reforged, because I did at least a little peeking around, and people aren't mad about the game we are about to play. Ladies and gentlemen, Age of Mythology Retold, which is, I guess, updating. It's launching. I don't know what it's doing. I've been playing Age of Mythology Retold for the last couple of days, not recording it, having fun with it, and wondering if it's going to break my computer to try to record it because it was running surprisingly slow and creaky when I wasn't recording it. But it did free up some disk space, which might help a bit. Age of Mythology is a game. I guess it was originally from the 90s. This kind of there was Age of Empires. There was Age of Empires 2, and I want to say this came out after Age of Empires 2. Maybe the first of the Age of Empires 2 expansions is out. Then there was like a long hiatus before Age of Empires 3 came out. But I've heard some interesting things about Age of Mythology. One of the few Let's Play or just YouTube content creators that I actually watch regularly that is not someone I now know and do stuff with is Giant Grant Games. He's one of those guys who everything he does makes a living doing this, and everything he does gets more views than everything I do. But no, he did like a very lengthy video about Age of Mythology that I learned quite a bit from, so I'll be cribbing from what I learned there quite a bit as I play this, but it's from there I became aware that Age of Mythology it is a fondly remembered game that was also kind of a big bust. It did not have sales comparable to what StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War and then Warcraft 3 were doing. And I guess Command and Conquer is the big RTS game that I never even played back in the day. So Age of Mythology kind of represents for a lot of people the height, the very best that like the Microsoft Age games got, and the most creative and fun and interesting. Certainly, its campaign with like one narrative from start to finish is something you weren't seeing in Age of Empires and Age of Empires 2. And I remember really enjoying this back in the day, even though it kind of belly flopping and not doing very well was a sign of things to come for the whole RTS genre. And it coming back in POG form, rather HD remaster, is kind of a sign that games are now going the ways of movies, where there's nobody could afford to put a lot of money into developing a game that isn't guaranteed to be successful. So remasters and remakes are bigger than original content, I guess. But I'm happy to see this come back because I was really happy to hear about Warcraft Reforged and really sad to find out that everybody already hated it before it came out because, well, reasons. I'm not saying Warcraft Reforged deserved more love than it got. Just that everything I've heard about this game suggests that it was really respectfully remade by people who loved the original. There were not a lot of false promises about what would be in this. And I'm looking forward to playing it, and I hope you're looking forward to experiencing it. Although I will be kind of playing it when I feel like playing it, and I'm trying to move away. I'm going to lose all viewership here in this first video by talking for too long. But I'm making a concerted effort. I've been like really rigidly rigid, if that's a thing. I've been updating, like, at like the same day of the week I was uploading all my different series, and then I'm just trying to relax a bit. So this will be a game where I might spend like a whole Sunday just playing Age of Mythology and recording it and then staggering releases and then not play it again for like a month. To that end, let's play some campaign, and let's actually go to Fall of the Trident. And I want to see if I can do... I actually want to see, because I did it. Learn. Here we go. Launch introduction to Greek Pantheon. I didn't actually need this. I want the tutorial. So we're going to spend the first video doing the tutorial. Like I said, I was playing around over a weekend visiting my parents' house, and played most of the Greek scenarios of the initial starting campaign. That included the tutorial. So let's do the tutorial together as a family, including the intro cinematic. There's 5 difficulties: Story, Standard, Moderate, Hard, Titan. I don't know why you have one called Standard. Like, there's 5 difficulties, right? Ranging from Story to Titan, which I'm told is really hard. I don't know why Standard is the second easiest and Moderate is the middle. You would think Standard would be in the middle, but I'm playing on Moderate, and I will tell you, I had more trouble than I expected on some pretty early missions. This game seems to be balanced. Like, the no-build missions are fairly easy. And the macro ones where you actually build a base and conquer a map, those are really hard that I've been experiencing. And I'm not sure if it's harder than it was when I was a kid, or if I'm not as good as I was when I was a kid, or if I just have remembering better. But maybe as a kid I was using cheats all the time. I don't know. We're going to play on hard, or moderate, rather. It shouldn't make a difference for the cinematic. Start the mission. Tutorial intro cinematic. Learn the basics. It's important to have a cool cinematic intro back in the days when you might have the game playing on a monitor in the computer store. Back when people went into physical stores to purchase games. You go to the mall now, like I do that when it's raining to get my steps in. There's no place to go buy computer software, but there are like 3 different places for buying collectibles and shit.
And monsters, mighty armies and epic deeds. Lead your culture through the
Is Athena actually little orphan Annie?
To mighty citadels protected by the power of the gods.
Pretty cool.
Tear down the walls of Troy.
Tear the wall down!
Battle giants in the frozen wastes near Midgard.
Hey, football fans.
And fight armies of Anubites in the shifting sands of Egypt.
Check out the lack of detail on the forefront Sphinx in Anubis.
May someday reward you with great, earth-changing powers in Age of Mythology.
You know, got some, like, there's some kind of Pepto-Bismol colored faction in this game too. And it takes me straight to the tutorial. Good.
Welcome to your first adventure in Age of Mythology.
The adventure that is learning how to right-click.
Arkantos sent a scouting party to find the warlord Theris, but enemy forces have cornered his men. We must rescue them.
Help! The Crusaders are attacking our trade routes!
Start by moving Arkantos to the checkpoint.
Big Age of Empire 2 memory.
Selected units will appear here.
But the triremes...
Moving into the black area reveals unexplored regions.
I'm not expecting you to learn anything from the tutorial. I just feel like trying to show off as much content as I can. Hey, check it out. This guy's got some kind of lip ring. There's a cooldown. Alright, so you got skills with cooldowns as opposed to MP. I do need to remember those. I almost never remember that the heroes have skills, other than just their combat units with exceptional stats. That's some bullshit. Cause these...
A minotaur blocks your path. Defeat it.
Where should I go? Oro.
Heroes like Arkantos can easily defeat myth units, such as the Minotaur.
It's a shame your other allies are such jobbers.
Prostagma.
Hey, check it out. Got some allies coming in here.
Jason and
Heracles
have come to help Arkantos rescue his men.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Now,
Does he have spell? No.
to the next checkpoint.
These guys don't have skills, but what if I go... So this is Scourge of the Skies. See, I can't really tell if this, I got Divine Immunity, cannot be targeted by God powers. Scourge of the Skies. So this says that I do, they deal more damage, but I really don't... So you guys were just hanging around in this, area, huh? Okay. Alright, I don't know why I'm trying to belabor the tutorial. This is not like Warcraft 3 where I'm going to get items and carry them from one stage to the next. Like a full explore of this map is only going to help here.
Look out! A manticore watches the road from the cliffs.
What is your... Ow.
Your heroes can only attack what they can reach. But Zeus has blessed you with his god power, Bolt.
Okay. Yeah.
Brilliant. There are many.
You did a brilliant job left-clicking that target.
With their own unique god powers.
Yeah, those don't appear to be normal dudes.
This scouting party, quick! Send your heroes to help. Attack move makes your units fight all enemies on the way to their destination.
Oh, I have to... Yes, spacebar plus click is attack move, which is weird, but it is. A button does line formation, I guess. So we killed a bunch of crocodiles with lasers. Rather, the crocodiles had lasers. We didn't use lasers to kill the crocodiles.
Travel up the road to join forces.
Oh, we've got an allied Hydra. Hail it. Why didn't you guys help us with it? Whatever.
Varys' base is just ahead. Defeat the soldiers guarding the gates.
There's the Avenger. He's got 28 attack. We only got 12. 9. I think we'll be okay. What is this? 10 crush damage per second. 20 hack damage a second? Well, what is the 15? I don't understand. These numbers aren't adding up. Damage multiplier versus myth unit. Okay, so Hydras are excellent against other myth units, weak against heroes. Heroes are extra good against myth units. That's a kind of a thing. I guess they'll eventually explain it. But you've got different unit types. These guys considered myth units? I would guess so. I don't know where you'd actually see that.
Λέγε, μάλιστα. Πρόσεχε.
Hydras are interesting units. They get stronger as they defeat enemies. It looks like we've got a... I think we've got a special thing going on where some of our units can't die anyway.
The gods have blessed you with Meteor. This destructive god power causes flaming meteors to fall from the sky.
Oh, let's back off then. This is son of Osiris, but it doesn't matter because I can meteor him. Goes flying. I probably help get you guys up here so that my green allies that I'm not controlling don't get killed, because I can't make that back up.
Behold the power of the gods. The enemy base is in shambles. Now raise it to the ground.
Yeah, the regular green guys just wiped out the actual enemy boss there while I was just hanging back letting Meteor try to do the work. So god powers are interesting. The tutorial, you just get them periodically. Doesn't work quite that way in the main game, but not as unlike that as you might think. Killing all these guys for daring to build an Egyptian town in the middle of Greece.
Excellent work. This base will trouble you no more.
Mm-hmm.
Did Varys manage to escape? To find out, continue Arkantos' journey in the Fall of the Trident campaign.
Wow. That's a heck of a cliffhanger. Did Varys, the guy whose name was mentioned once, who had no dialogue, escape? Well, I have to assume that not only does he escape, but he's going to be a huge threat next time. But I'm going to try to use this game's awesome cliffhangers to serve my needs. If you want to find out if Varys escaped, you have to watch my next video, because there's no way that you already know, or could watch somebody else's video, or look it up yourself. So when you come back next time, we will continue to the actual campaign, since that was a tutorial mission. And yeah, I hope you'll join me for a little bit of it's a little bit of RTS fun. I can chat now. Some stuff I said up front I should have saved for now, just so we could jump into the action more for anyone new to my channel. But Age of Empires is I liked or Age of Mythology. I liked Age of Empires and Age of Empires 2 when I was a kid, but they were kind of more fun. Like particularly me, because I like building lots of stuff, and it's kind of like combination city builder and RTS, and it was fun to like get on a big map and build lots of defenses and make yourself unassailable. Particularly if you didn't crank the difficulty up that high, and you could build a really cool city, and eventually when you were ready you could go build an army and wipe everyone else out. And StarCraft was one of the first RTSs I played that was really story focused. And you could still hang around and build up a big death army and build up lots of defenses in Turtle first, but StarCraft and Warcraft kind of pushed you to get going with the story. Age of Empires really didn't. Like, you had very... Like, God, it's the second or third... I always try to play through the Saladin campaign in Age of Empires 2, and it's just, like, huge maps. It just takes forever. And Age of Mythology was the first game from the Age series where they really pushed the story pretty hard. Because, you know, Age of Empires had somewhat story, but it was really like huge maps full of pre-built enemy defenses. You were always having this long slog. Other than a cool, like, Holy Man was a really cool mission where you start with a priest and you have to, like, steal villagers and get your civ going. And I remember playing Age of Empires 2 in the first missions of the Genghis Khan campaign, where it was like, you didn't have good siege, so like you got to the point, you survived the first few attacks, and then you really were like powered up to go beat your enemies. And I just remember being really annoyed by that game because like you had built up, you basically had won, but the computer would just keep playing. Like it would just like, well, I'm going to build one archer at a time out of these archery ranges and just keep shooting at your shit, so that like, you know, if you don't bring siege, you're just never going to win. Like taking a city just takes forever. So there's a lot of that. This is the game I think of as like the Age series. It gives you a bit more story. There are, you know, story scenes between missions with characters and telling you what's going on. So it feels a little bit like a StarCraft in that sense. But it wasn't voice acted. The new Age of Mythology, this Mythical Edition remaster is all voice acted, but the original versions weren't voice acted. And the story scenes are pretty short, and there's not a whole lot of story going on during the missions themselves. So it's this weird kind of, even though it's coming out at the same time, it's in this weird halfway point. I feel like Age of Mythology came out because StarCraft and like Warcraft 2 had been really successful. So then Age of Mythology is just like it's still the old Age engine. But trying to pull in some stuff like story. And it ends up being a really fun game, but it's not quite as story-driven as like a StarCraft, so be prepared for that. It's this weird halfway point between the Age series and a proper story-driven, cinematics-driven game like a Warcraft 3 or StarCraft 2. So I hope you are interested, and I hope you'll join me, because we do need to find out together whether that guy that they mentioned survives or not. So tune in next time for that. Bye-bye.